We arrive at video 5084. So let's get into some of the number symbolism thereof. And so we start as usual with some basic meanings that can be attached to the number. Center or south with north above finds no point towards the west, or center with east above and south or east with west below. Understanding the current lackings are fleeting successes in the cycles of life. Northeast is the vertical to the east below and the east in general. We are guided through ideas that need careful decisions to benefit. Strife beyond emotions interferes with power. And in the scripture of this age, verse 5084 is Surah 15, ayat 17. Fakana aqebatahuma anama finare qaladina fiha wa dhalika jazau zalimin. So we have two groups of people, or different groups of people, but these rights violators have, the the hellfire is their place, and they're not saying, oh, my tempter, my companion. It's like, well, no, the both of you are going to go. Now, these verses, these 5 verses from Tanakh, the Old Testament, as the Christians are going to call it, so some of the order might be different. In a version of the Aramea, which is what they called their language back then, we arrive at the number value of 5084. So Leviticus 8:15. Oh, well, I'm going to say the English titles of these. And he slew it, and Moses took the blood and put it upon the horns of the altar round about with his finger, and purified the altar, and poured the blood at the bottom of the altar, and sanctified it to make reconciliation upon it. Now, I strongly question this. Is it something that Yahweh would do, or is this something that's a carry-on from something else that they're accusing Moses of? That's kind of what it sounds like, because the idea that, yeah, sacrifices are bloody, but smearing the blood on things and coming back later and this is smeared with the blood of 1,000 sacrifices is, but if you do it other than, if it's not in the context of the Bible, the biblical thing, if you don't do it in Jerusalem, it's black magic and it's, sorcery or something. Leviticus 14:34. And when you come into the land of Canaan, which I give to you for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession. No, probably for not respecting the Canaanites, right? Chronicles. 1 Chronicles 6. Well, I mean, you can pick things apart and look at your own context and meaning. That's up to you. I'm just throwing in some occasional thoughts sometimes. So 1 Chronicles 6:77. Unto the rest of the children of Merari were given out of the tribe of Zebulun Ramon with her suburbs, Tabor with her suburbs. And some of the English versions of that might be difficult. Okay, we are looking at a different order. So Samuel, 1 Samuel 16:13. I mean, you know, it's hard to tell when you pick up an English Bible what the actual spelling of some of these might be. That was the point. 16:13 is, Then Samuel took the horns of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of God as a noun and a verb came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. And one of the things about that, though, is I'm going to... The God is a noun and a verb. Yahweh. If the word is Yahweh, why don't... Let's just... Let's just render that as something that renders appropriately. Increasing existence, something. Lord is not a proper translation in any sense. So I'm generally going to catch that before I say it out loud. But they're trying to confuse you, just like the word for Lord when referring to Jesus is like spiritual master. It's not Lord Baal, son of, Baal or Lord, son of El. It's not that context, and that's condemned. So the Christians have to play word games, but they still leave enough ends for you to figure it out. So Jeremiah 23:15 is, Therefore thus saith increasing existence of hosts, Yahweh Tosbaut. And in Aramea, you'd probably have an extra aleph, so this might not be number value. In the older version. Concerning the prophets, the exemplar prophets, we have to explain what prophet means, and a bunch of words, angel, prophet, Nebiim probably, who awakens the inner fruit. Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and will make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. And see, that just puts an end to what people are going to expect from the whole thing of Zionism. There's over 200 verses that condemn blood and soil Zionism. Jerusalem doesn't have to be part of it. The land of Israel, the Holy Land, which is actually Kutuch or Padasa, or however you're going to say that. Yeah, this blood and soil thing is... There's a verse supporting it, don't get me wrong. There's a verse supporting it. And if you're going to read what we said in Leviticus, was it the 14:34? Some people can take things out of context too. But anyways, Zechariah Thomas Arsman proclaims that usury and the rings of Saturn are the chains of Satan. A lot of preachers proclaim a lot of things, particularly around September. Or Antichrist Barack Obama, he will try to force Sharia law upon the world. Now, not Islamic law, but he's a Christian. It's been made clear from the fact he goes to church and, makes Jesus out to be Baal. The thing condemned by the prophets, but very much upheld by the Christians. The only thing you sell out are slaves is to your own lies. Kind of like the tarot card, the devil and the chains. It's like, well, you're not, you can break free anytime. All you have to do is let the thing loose. Or that one card I showed, I guess maybe not so much, but you realize that dude's behind me, you know, can probably break free. Remove and reverse the negative effects of polyphosphate planet wives. God with us, light workers revealed, Ace Lord is Jesus Christ. You know, of course, there's going to be bad English here somewhere. As they came in, and he saw Eliab, he said, surely here before Jehovah stands in his, here before Jehovah stands his anointed one. Is this, there was a lot of messiahs in Tanakh. Well, more implied than listed, but there were quite a few of them listed. So is this a Bible verse? All separation and conflict will come to its end only if in our minds and the hearts we all unite as one. Did I say the? No, it's and hearts. Powerful energies with the sun, Chiron, and Venus. Eris, oppositions. Astronomical alignments, whether it's an accurate claim or not, just like the rest of this, you are or could be the sage. Direct the oracle. Don't, oh, I looked up a number and this came up and this came up and, you know, I mean, a couple of these things are very related. The oil in one sense and the blood in the other sense. But taking, you know, okay, the oil and the blood and some of these things are spiritual, used as spiritual gateways, but you know, there's certain lengths that you don't have to go to, really. September 21st at 4:11. Varathane applied 4 times. And, well, Varathane. Some of these dates, if enough people see these, some of the dates are going to stick out very much for them. This is going to be released after September 21st of 2020, so you may want to look back. The French Canadians will be resurrected, and you'll be enslaved for attacking it. Okay, I'm the Christ of this current corrupt age. The mastery is solved. Love Lucifer. Well, Lucifer is a much misunderstood term, but we don't have to go into that here. It's really a title for Jesus 3 times in the Bible, as I've shown, but not limited to him. But see, someone's going to look up their name, find this number value, and they're going to say, oh, see, that means I'm Christ. Whatever they think Christ means. Which is, of course, a nonsense way of trying to figure something out. The solar plexus steals Jupiter's energy and then gives it to the upper stomach. Even with psychic abilities, they have low intellect. Yeah, they're savants and stuff. The people with the highest IQ, apparently, I don't think any of the top 10 for quite a bit have been people with eidetic memories. So people can memorize whole series of things and they don't have, well, actually, you know, some of the ones that have memorized whole shelves of Vedic or Islamic literature, by eidetic, I mean, like, they're not just memorizing, like, the Quran or the Mahabharata or something. They're memorizing, like, you know, hundreds of books. And they can recite it, but they can't really make any conclusions with it. Some of them can, but usually not. Usually people who can do the most with it tend to be people who have, maybe they've learned the bookshelf worth, but they don't memorize everything. So therefore, I guess, but that's not really psychic ability, right? So Masonic law enforcement will no longer bend to the corrupt will of New York City, and police enforcement in general should not bend to the corrupt will of the populace. Since when has a mass of people protesting been, how you decide right and wrong? Well, perhaps how you save your body or your life, but make them wish their Federal Bureau of Investigation doesn't exist. Oh, wait. I have heard one say that about Rosa, LOL, one of the biggest lies ever trying to defend that idiot. Thy reason sings through thy praises. Take me back through me, the all into thy reason, my reasonable oblation. I don't know about you, but I don't want Albert Einstein to be my pilot. Well, he's dead, so, yeah, but there were people who's like, well, let's found Israel, let's have Albert Einstein as the head of Israel. It's like, well, I agree would have more ethics, but this wasn't really the right job for him. You can't choose your own parents. I wish they had even a semblance of common sense. A lot of people, let's not insult people, a lot of people have common sense, they just don't use it towards the ends that you want them to use it. See, but I saw a gray world and it had revelations. There, it doesn't happen here. Oh, maybe put a comma there, and then it doesn't happen here. Go away from all Geneva and the USA by Nostradamus and Book of Revelation. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye need not be troubled. A lot of us are in a spot that even if 100 nukes were dropped on our country, short of some massive power outages as a result of some EMF thing or whatever, we don't have to worry all that much, really, in terms of direct impact from that sort of thing. But in terms of wars, honestly, just don't support it. It's like, hey, is it for your country? Is it for the world? Or is it for some warmongering profiteers? Look after yourself and what you support. That's far more thing. And really, the people can stop the government from doing whatever if they rise up and not support or condemn something. If enough of them do, push back against slavery by the Draco and their Illuminati hybrid trait. Tor puppets. The Illuminati, I look at my all-licking tongue. I tell the truth about the Illuminati there. Not some William Guy Carr scam. I also did a video outside of Freemason Place, but which is the only video on this channel that has a comment that I can't read. I can't read the comment on the video on the one comment on the Freemason thing, which is interesting. I had permission from one of the key holders of the lodge to shoot that video, by the way. Stephen Dishon seduces people into trusting him and then raptures them into the Saturn matrix of death. Zachariah Arzman proclaims that reading the Bible may activate satanic spiritual contract. May activate a satanic spiritual contract. Now, I've put a lot of stuff on this channel. Monotheist, polytheist, light workers, as I guess the word came up here, dark workers, Satanists, whatever. I respond to world spirituality. I look into the language and the culture and all that, and I try to make something available for everybody. So, this oracle, what I've said here and otherwise in symbolism, use it towards your own means and your own beliefs. Just like if I was to randomly pick up some virtual scripture, bibliomancy is like, and Judas hanged himself, and go down and do likewise. Well, I mean, that's not really what I read there, but take some responsibility with what's going on oracularly